Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're looking at some GCE mathematics. So we're talking of some earth geometry here. So let's see how we can answer that kind of a question in an exam. So the diagram shows the points R, Q, and T on the surface of the Earth. Take pi to be 3.142 and R to be 3437 nautical miles. So we have this surface of the Earth and some points. These are points. We've got the R, the P, the Q, and also the T there. So the first question is saying find the difference in longitudes between points Q and T. So how do you find the difference in longitudes, or also maybe the difference in latitudes? So in here, first of all, we're just simply going to come up with, we're talking of the difference of Q and T. This is the first question. So in here, first of all, we're going to come up with the location of these two towns. We talk of the Q. So first of all, when you're coming up with the location of a town, we're going to talk of a latitude. First, we talk of a latitude, comma, a longitude. So if you look at the Q is this one. It's standing on which latitude? Latitudes are lines that are in horizontal. Okay, these horizontal lines are latitudes. So this Q is standing on latitude 20 degrees north. So we have 20 degrees north, comma. What is the longitude on which this Q is standing? These are longitudes. Vertical lines are longitudes. So it is standing on 70 degrees west. And also we have the T. Maybe we do this. We have the T as well. T is standing on latitude 20 degrees north, comma. The longitude is 42 degrees east. So this is what we have. So in here now, what we're going to be doing is this. To find the difference in the longitudes, these are what we call longitudes. These are longitudes. These are longitudes. So how do you find the difference? If the two longitudes are standing on different hemispheres, so if the two longitudes are standing on different hemispheres, this is west, this is east. So these are two different hemispheres. So if they're standing on different hemispheres, we are just simply going to say it's 70 degrees plus 42 degrees. So we add to find the difference if they're standing on different hemispheres. So in here, we're just simply saying what is this plus that. There it's 2. That is just simply some 112 degrees. So this is how you find the difference. And then in the second question, it's saying calculate in nautical miles the distance between R and P along latitude 85 degrees north. So talk of the location of R as well. R is standing on latitude 85 degrees north, comma, longitudes. The longitude is 70 degrees west. Talking of the P. The P is standing on latitude. Latitude there is also 85 degrees north, comma, the longitude, it is 42 degrees east. Is what we have. Good. So we want to calculate the distance between these two towns. So if you look at this here, they're sharing the same latitude. So to find the distance, we're calculating the distance along the circle of latitude. So distance along the circle of latitude is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r cos x degrees. That is the formula. So in here we're saying, what is this our theta then in this formula? So when you're calculating the distance along the circle of latitude, theta is the difference in longitudes. So it is just simply some 70 plus 42 there, which is 112 degrees. That is our theta. Then what about this x here? The x is just simply the latitude. That is the x. So in this case, what is our latitude? The latitude is 85 degrees. That is the latitude. So that's our x. So therefore now we're saying this distance will be equal to theta is 112 over 360 times 2 pi. Then r is 3437 cos 85 degrees. What are we getting? So this is 585.64 nautical miles. So this is how you calculate the distance in here. Okay. So the next item is saying we calculate the distance P and T along the longitude. So we're just going to use this part. So P and T. So our P All right, so the second one is saying P and T along the circle of longitude. So in here we are saying distance along the circle of longitude is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. That is the formula. Now we are calculating distance along the circle of longitude because these two towns are sharing the same longitude. So what is theta this time around? Theta is the difference in latitudes. So we have 85. Now they're standing on the same hemisphere, so it's 85 minus 20, which we are just simply going to say this is just simply some 65 degrees. Then our RI is just simply that. So our distance will be equal to 65 divided by 360 times 2 times 3.142 times 34.37. So here we have 3899.66 nautical miles. So this is how you answer these questions on earth geometry. Is what we have. So if you are interested in joining our classes, please join the group and then we're going to direct you on what to do next.